They're able to reach the championship game where they fell to the North Carolina Courage. This year coming in, losing player like Sam Kerr is always tough to replace. And right now we're going to see some of these young players get that opportunity to put their name, someone that they'll want to use going forward here in the quarterfinals. Charlie sends it into the 6, looking for Herriman, heads it, and there's Emily Boyd.
Nice. Didn't have to react quite as fast, but she was certainly in the right place. Nice cross from Herriman. And we know there's only 3 certainties in life: death, taxes, and Herriman headers, as the Portland Thorns fans like to say.
Pogars, well, she had 5 header goals back in 2018. But what a beautiful pass that was by Simone Charlie, just picking out Lindsey Herriman on the back post. The perfect pass.
Nice floated cross.
If Boyd over. Back heel, McCaskill, back post. Johnson was on the other side, but McCaskill unable to connect with her.
Right idea, just the timing a little bit off. Katie Johnson, drafted out of USC. And first year player for Chicago Red Stars, Julie Bingham, also her teammate on that second national title. Katie Johnson had 2 goals in that championship game.
One of the things that Roy Dames talked about is he wants to be more methodical in the build-up for the team here in these first few games. Obviously, they're going to switch their way that they attack this season that he did not have last year. Bourret plays it out.
And I think that's the important part here today, why you're seeing McCaskill Johnson get the start, developing new partnerships.
Sending towards the spot. Bourret thought about volleying that.
You know, McCaskill.
And I think after that, that's where Emily Boyd really began to settle down. And running out of room will be Julia Bingham. This one played off of Kate.
Around a lot in just a short pro career, because she was drafted by Boston Breakers in 2018. Just a few weeks later, the team folded. She's picked up by Sky Blue in the dispersal draft, and then last year acquired from Sky Blue in a trade with Chicago.
High expectations for Savannah McCaskill, her rookie year, 3 goals, 3 assists.
And she made 6 appearances with the senior U.S. national team that year as well.
This is the second game for both these 2 clubs. Both fell on Saturday.
And this is where standings are going to start coming into play, right? You can lose 1 game and you're not out of the mix. You lose the second game, especially if you lose the second game and not score any goals, you're going to slip farther away. And with just 4 games being played and the standings determined from 4 games, tiebreakers could potentially be so important. First tiebreaker is head-to-head. Of course, that only applies if just those 2 teams who played each other are tied. Because obviously not everybody plays each other in the
goal scored,
then goal differential, which is then total goals scored, then total of yellow and red cards. Right?
We had a few of those handed out yesterday. Yeah. 4 in total in the 2 games.
And then if everything's still tied, then it's a coin toss. But I'm thinking as the tournament goes on, we should have enough goals scored, differentials, yellow card differences that hopefully nothing will go to a coin toss.
Zarowski, McCaskill. That one deflected down by Ogle. Now Smithers plays it forward. Sinclair trying to find the rookie Weaver. Weaver showing off some speed. Brings it to her right. And once again, Sharple's doing a good job recovering. And there you can see the handball by Simone Charlie. Soccer fans, the official shop of the NWSL is coming soon. Visit NWSLshop.com now and sign up to be the first to receive special offers and promotions. NWSLshop.com, the official place to gear up and support your favorite team, coming soon.
And I know it's weird to go to a website and it says coming soon, but you definitely want to sign up to get the newsletter, get special offers, know when stuff is on sale. They'll have that new Portland jersey. Portland has a new home and away this year. Chicago has that new away kit. They haven't played yet in their gorgeous home kit from last year, which I love. It's called the Elevation Kit, that basically has the outline of the shoreline of Chicago in that beautiful sky blue color. Lots of teams with new kits this year.
Klingenberg.
And of course, Josh, most of the teams are smart enough to make them available in men's cut, so you can get a jersey too.
Got a few I'm looking at. That's what I want. Herriman. She'll spray it to the opposite side. Portland now really beginning to settle in. We're seeing a couple of chances on some direct balls. But they've been trying to get the youngster Morgan Weaver involved in this one early. On the right flank, Simone Charlie has done an excellent job. Had a beautiful pass to Lindsey Herran earlier in this one. And here's Sinclair as that's played off of Kayla Sharples. Sharples has had a busy first 27 minutes in this one. Ogle. This one sent into the area. Chested down by Herran. Plays it out to Sinclair. Outside, Weaver. Weaver just not getting the touch on that. Like she wanted to direct it towards that back post, but just got a little bit too much air underneath.
And the attack has been mostly Portland's. 5 shots so far compared to just 1 for Chicago. And I almost want to say, Josh, with a completely new starting 11 compared to last Saturday, it's like this group has to shake off the rest too, right?
Especially when you have 4 players making their NWSL debut. It's a lot different than what you're used to, even in scrimmage or coming from the college ranks.
Finally to not be playing against your teammates.
Charlie on the outside. Sharples clears it away from danger. I was saying this opening 30 minutes, Kayla Sharples has been very impressive for head coach Rory Dames.
Well, when you think about the defenders ahead of her in the starting chart, right? Tierna Davidson, Julie Ertz when she's on the back line, Katie Naughton, who they had last season, Aaron Wright. There's so many great defenders that are part of Chicago's roster. You know, how often would you see her start in the regular season? So this experience is invaluable. And it's great to see a player rising to that challenge.
Rory Dames has talked about his 3 goals throughout this tournament. He wants nobody to get sick or hurt. He wants a great evaluation process for these players, and he's getting to see that right now here in the second game for the Red Stars. And really, he just wants to get to quarterfinals with everyone healthy, and then no scripted plan. He's going to go all out to see if they can pull out a victory here in this NWSL Challenge Cup.
Yeah, we have heard a few coaches joke that you could go the whole tournament without scoring any goals as long as you could convert and save some PKs. But I don't think any coach would be happy if they scored no goals. Right now, every team except the 2 that played last night, Rain and Sky Blue, have scored goals.
Boure goes out wide. Pogarsh. Pogarsh getting some more time at outside back. Mark Parsons likes how she can move up the pitch. She'll be another attacking weapon for the Thorns. Klingenberg. And Klingenberg knocked over from behind. Backing off is Zoe Goralski. Goralski, one of those Illinois natives that Rory Dames likes to bring in. You mentioned that earlier. Now this team is just littered with players that have either played at Northwestern or grew up somewhere in Illinois. Set piece here for the Thorns. Klingenberg. Headed down, Sinclair. Takes a ricochet. And corner kick coming.
So close to being a goal. Boyd would not have been able to stop it.
Boyd was already laying out as that deflection came. Inward swinging ball. Loose. Herriman with the left trying to go top corner. And now we will have our hydration break. We will have a hydration break each half. But Jen here, 31 minutes in, what are your overall thoughts at the moment?
A little bit of rust on Chicago just because it's a completely new starting 11. It totally makes sense to me that Portland is dominating because you have veterans like Herriman, Klingenberg, Sinclair in the mix. And Simone Charlie, with the confidence of that goal scored last Saturday, rocking that far sideline.
Like you talk about, the veteran experience that the Thorns have had, but Kayla Sharples, Hannah Davidson, and Emily Boyd all settling down in the back for the Red Stars. You mentioned it, when you have a fresh new 11 in for Rory Dames, it's a much different look than any team has brought out so far. We might see it from another team. I don't think we will.
I don't think anybody else is going to go completely different starting 11s in back-to-back games, but you know, when your roster is that healthy, like I said, it's like they just have the two players that they left at home. Otherwise, everyone's here. And you've got that many new players to your team and or new players to the league to playing pro. What better opportunity to get them minutes, get them exposure, having them play one of the best teams historically in league history, you know, to play against Herriman, Sinclair, playing, that's huge.
Gives them a new opportunity to go against someone that's not their own team, and that's huge because when you go against your team in scrimmage, you start to learn people's tendencies. Well, you're not going to be able to know everyone's tendencies on the Portland Thorns because you don't see them every day at practice. Here, a great look at Mark Parsons. Mark Parsons looking to lead this Thorns team back to the top of the NWSL.
And he's hoping to be able to show us later in the tournament, #1 draft pick Sophia Smith. Resting an injury right now. You definitely want to play it safe, especially when you factor in they're playing on turf. Not that there's anything wrong with this luxurious turf field, right? I know there's people who are very anti-turf, but you always have to, there's many different kinds of turf, many different kinds of grass. This is a really nice field. And of course, for the Thorns, they play on turf year-round.
Only team in the NWSL with a turf stadium.
This stadium, of course, is the home field for Real Salt Lake Monarchs, which is the USL team associated with Real Salt Lake and the Utah Royals. We will get to move games to Rio Tinto Stadium, the grass field, the MLS NWSL stadium for the semifinals and the final.
Rio Tinto, the home stadium for Utah Royals FC. This is about 25 minutes away from there. That hit off Charlie's arm. Bingham plays it back. Davison, missed touch, but finds Colaprico. Goralski. We're going to go inside. That one repelled out. Weaver giving chase. Played up by Goralski, nodded down. Bure back to Klingenberg. Back heel from Sinclair, but Goralski right there. And now Red Stars switching sides of the attack. Bingham trying to find Doniak. Pogarsh sprinting forward and grabbed by Savannah McCaskill.
Pogarsh, a trialist last year for the Thorns. He earned herself a contract. Just like Kling on the left flank, she's starting and switch Kling where Kling's used to playing on the left wing. You want to keep as many pieces the same as possible, unless you're Rory Dames.
Different philosophies, that's for sure.
There we get a look at Mark Parsons, who, believe it or not, is still the youngest head coach in NWSL. He turned 21 this week.
I think he's 33, right? Is that right?
Yeah, he's 33,
okay.
yeah.
All right.
I knew you'd catch that, Josh.
Here, a great look at Bella Bixby getting her second NWSL start.
6 feet tall. Gotta love having a 6 foot tall keeper.
And she performed well against North Carolina. It was just that one goal in stoppage time that Lynn Williams was able to sneak by that prevented Portland from escaping with a draw. Low liner. This one played up. Weaver giving a chance. Way out is Boyd. Boyd wanted to make sure that the rookie Weaver could not get to that ball. You can see all the numbers pushed forward by the Red Stars. Portland trying to go direct on that, unable to work it out, but Doniak on the end line. Offside flag is up. What do you think of Bella Bixby's overall performance in that North Carolina game?
I loved it. I was so impressed, especially when you've been sitting on the bench for 2 seasons for Portland. You know, you haven't gotten to come in and play. She did get a short stint in Germany playing with Frankfurt, thanks to the connections from Portland goalkeeper coach Nadine Ungerer, right? So she has had some pro experience, but to have to wait so long to finally play for your home club, and then a performance like that, right, against the defending champ, 4 saves, she looked great.
She had 394 saves in her college career at Oregon State, so she can come up with big ones when need be. Collision there. Herriman turns away. She stands on top. Cole Preco was the player going down for the Red Stars. This is the one thing. Herriman is not afraid to get physical. Here, a great look at the 2018 MVP. Westphal. Westphal, last 2 seasons with Rain before coming over to Portland. Westphal sends it up. Charlie drops it off. Pogarsh to Herriman. Herriman tripped up from behind. Herriman tripped up by the youngster Sarah Lubert.
Lubert in her NWSL debut, along with many players in this game.
5 in total between the 2 teams. Simone Charlie, the lone goal for the Portland Thorns in that loss to North Carolina, but she's had a couple of good passes here in today's game. Herriman. Ogle.
And she did have 2 assists last year. against Chicago, both on Midge Purse goals.
Klingenberg plays it backwards. Smithers. Klingenberg comes near side. Bure. Bure trying to slot that one through, but unable to get it by Zoe Goralski. Back heel from Doniak. Goralski. Through ball. Played out wide. And then laid back. Klingenberg toeing the line.
Klingenberg part of that 2015 defense. Ooh.
That gets back to Bixby, but she pops it high into the air. McCaskill, Ella Stevens. Doniak. Back post, headed up. She was trying to find Katie Johnson on the opposite side. That's headed through. McCaskill. And back deep to help out is Christine Sinclair.
This whole sequence, Josh, coming from a weak back pass and then the keeper booting it high and not far. Portland finally, well, almost about to finally get it out of the back.
Johnson. Nope. Stevens to Colaparico. Bingham on the line. That one takes deflection. Johnson. That one off the mark.
Finally, Bella Bixby game's out. All right, let's calm down. Let's get back in possession. What I was originally going to say about Megan Klingenberg, she was part of that back line for the U.S. in the 2015 Women's World Cup that allowed just 3 goals in the entire tournament. And she even had a goal clearance, a header goal clearance. She's one of the shortest players on the team. But you see how Thorns like to use her working up that wing, even though she's technically a defender, working up that wing to create the attack. She has 14 assists in her NWSL career.
Set a career high last year with 6. Still scoreless here as halftime is approaching in this first game of this doubleheader. Tonight we'll have Washington and North Carolina. Both these two teams looking for their first win here in the NWSL Challenge Cup. Klingenberg. A shot on goal here in this second half, but 45 minutes in the books as we get set here for the second 45. Both these two teams looking for their first win here in the NWSL Challenge Cup. For Portland, they fell on Saturday to North Carolina. Meanwhile, Chicago fell to Washington. They're both looking for those first 3 points coming out here in this second half. For Jen here, who are you looking to see get going in the second half for either team?
Well, we've already seen Simone Charlie get going, and we've seen glimpses from Herriman and Sinclair. I just think they need more support around them, whether that's Ogle, Kling coming up more on the left. You can see her and Pogarsh, they've been working those flanks, but some final piece isn't coming. Maybe it's Weaver not being able to work with the whole group. Chicago, I expect a lot more from Katie Johnson and McCaskill. They're not rookies. They know how to score. They need to get it together.
We'll see if either of those two can get it together for the Red Stars. Both these two teams looking for those first 3 points in the standings. They will have 45 minutes to decide, but both have settled down into this one. We're going to see who makes that transition, begins to push more numbers forward at some point here in this second half. Looks like we may have a keeper change in this one. We'll see if we can get confirmation on that.
Cassie Miller would be making her pro debut. Trialist for Chicago this season.
Cassie Miller, an All-American at Florida State.
And just like we said, it's so rare to see a coach have a completely new starting 11. We don't often see keeper changes in NWSL unless it's an injury. But of course, here we're allowed 5 subs. Each team is allowed 5 subs.
And Emily Mingus will also come in for Portland.
You know, and if you thought that there couldn't be any more newbies in this game, Josh, you were wrong.
Another
Miller
one.
and Rowan making their NWSL debuts.
Cassie Rowan out of Drake University gained her first NWSL go here in this second half, as well as Miller. Saw Emily Boyd play the first 45 for the Red Stars, but now a new look. And we'll see again, we've talked about communication throughout this tournament. Alyssa Nair started in the first game, played the full 90. And this one we've seen Emily Boyd in the first 45. And now Cassie Miller here in the second 45. We'll see how she relates to that back line.
And it's a back line that's pretty young for the Red Stars.
Kayla Sharples in there in the back line, as well as Hannah Davison, Zoe Korowski, and Julia Bingham. Emily Mingus checked in for Megan Klingenberg there at half as well. Emily Mingus has had a nagging injury, but back up and ready to go. This is played to Ella Stevens. Stevens goes inside, but out wide now. Bingham. Bingham driving back Pogarsh. Sends it in with the left corner kick coming for the Red Stars. Early corner kick here for Chicago as they just work their way down the pitch here in this opening minute and a half.
And we've seen teams get a quick start in the second half. Houston did it. Washington did it.
McCaskill lines up towards the 6. And this will stay with Chicago.
It's interesting to see, Josh, that Chicago bringing in 2 more rookies, whereas Portland subs in one of their top veterans, Emily Mingus, coming in as center back. This year wearing number 5 instead of her traditional number 4. Drafted out of Georgetown in 2014. She's spent her entire career with the Thorns.
Portland requesting a handball, and they will have the handball granted.
And Mingus is a defender. She's so good. I mean, she can go an entire season and only commit 1 foul and still keep the ball out of the net. You don't often see that.
Good look at the Red Star bench. One of the players getting iced up. Johnson turns away. Plays it near side. Bingham drops it off. Stevens. Stevens in to McCaskill. Back heel. Lubert was trying to link up with Stevens. Good setup there, just Chicago unable to finish. Bingham, second team all Pac-12 at USC. This one sent in, punched away by Bixby. Lubert there, sending that one to the back post. Bixby clearing it away, and then tumbling to the turf is Lindsay Herriman. And we're gonna have our first yellow card handed out. And that's gonna go against Mackenzie Doniak. Well, Saturday we had clean games throughout both of them, and now in these last 3, we have seen a yellow card.
Competition is heating up. Must be getting warmer in Utah.
Hard tackle there by Doniak. Got all legs, no ball. In the Dash Utah game, you had 3 yellow cards, and then last night, just the 1. And here, 1 to Mackenzie Doniak. And discipline comes in when you talk about having 2 yellow cards. You will miss out on the following game. Long throw. And right there is Menges getting her first touch. Prigo plays this down, trying to find Johnson. Johnson on the wing. Into the area. McCaskill with a shot, and that one just rises above the crossbar. She was able to tee that one up. McCaskill just not able to get it beneath that bar.
That's the best attempt we've seen by Chicago so far. And the good connection between Katie Johnson and Savannah McCaskill. Finally seeing a new partnership in the mix. Johnson bringing it up the left flank, sending it back to McCaskill to take the shot with the right foot. So close to that upper corner, but just too high.
Savannah McCaskill, 1 goal last season with the Red Stars. 3 goals her rookie year with Sky Blue, where she was a teammate of Katie Johnson's.
And she joined the Red Stars mid-season. So first half of the season, she was Sky Blue, didn't have any goals, but did score for Chicago once she made the switch.
Charlie lays it wide down the channel, try to find Weaver, and this one cleared out. Throw here for Kristen Westfall. Great look there at the number 2 overall pick in Morgan Weaver. Charlie. Westfall towards the spot, nodded away.
Smart choice by the defense to head that quickly out of danger.
Stevens knocking that forward. And then you have a collision there. Bourret trying to find Herriman, but 2 defenders cutting her off. Charlie drops it back. Dispossessed off the ball. Good job there by Bingham, taking that one away from Lindsey Herriman. Mingus plays it back. On Saturday, we saw Portland begin to open things up a little bit more that second half. We'll see if that continues into this game, as they were pretty relaxed in the first half. Had a couple chances in the opening 20 minutes. But then relatively quiet the rest of the first half. Doniak. McCaskill on the wing. Doniak looking for some help. This one knotted down by Herriman at midfield. Sinclair. Nice little through ball. Sinclair back on top. Herriman, left foot, deflection! And first time Miller has touched the ball. But Cassie Miller right there on that near post, able to grab that ball.
Herriman sending it through deflection, really awkward deflection with that back heel from the center back, but Miller read that well, caught it cleanly.
Again, if you're just joining us, Emily Boyd started the game between the sticks for the Red Stars, but at half a change was made. And Cassie Miller now getting the go-ahead for this final half. Johnson. McCaskill. McCaskill into the area. Looking for a space, finds Johnson. Johnson stumbles over. Good job there by Austin Smithers. Stevens lays it back. Davison. Stevens falls down, but right there, Davison coming up. And Bure topples over her.
Could we see another yellow card, Josh?
Hard collision there. We'll see what happens. Only one yellow card has been given out here today, and that one to Mackenzie Doniak just a few minutes ago. Take a look back at this replay. It's both players going at it. Davison getting all ball there before, and Bure goes right over the top of the leg of Hannah Davison, but Bure is up, always a good sign. So that's Bure in her 5th season, all with the Portland Thorns. Stevens, she's gonna run out of real estate there on the touchline.
Stevens played collegiately at Duke, where she was coached by none other than Carla Overbeck, captain of the '99 Women's World Cup team. Carla's been an assistant coach at Duke for, wow, it's almost 30 years, I think.
Stevens led Duke in assists 3 years. Smithers, the rookie. Mingus, a little bit more veteran presence back there in that back line for Portland. That one shot down. Bure looking to run quick. Nearly overthrew Christine Sinclair on that. Herriman slots it forward. McCaskill pops it out. Johnson slowly inching forward right now are the Red Stars. And now we will have another sub come on. See, they'll wait to bring on the substitution. Tyler Lucy will come on out for Morgan Weaver.
Tyler Lucy out of Princeton, had a couple seasons with the Thorns. 2 great game winners last summer, including a late stoppage time goal against Orlando to break a 3-3 draw.
Jen, your overall thoughts on what you saw from Morgan Weaver in this one? Herriman with a shot, and that one just right as it goes out.
She's got some work to do to connect with the other players. You know, we can see her making the runs, but I don't see her gelling yet with Sinclair, Herriman, Simone Charlie.
Herriman always so dangerous wherever she is on the field. Getting a great look there. This one headed back by Colaprico, now pushed forward by Mingus. Herriman trying to get around Stevens. Stevens doing a good job today on Herriman. It's been a good battle in the midfield between those 2 players. That's a tough task for Ella Stevens going against the 2018 NWSL MVP. Ogle in the circle. Tyler Lucy with her first touch of the night. And she'll go from distance. Last 2 shots from the Portland Thorns, both coming from well beyond the 18.
Testing a new keeper, especially a keeper who wasn't in the game for the first half. Make sure she's paying attention.
We talked about in the first half, just trying to catch a keeper out of position sometimes. As Johnson works her way into the center. Out wide. Towards the 6, and right there is Bixby. Bella Bixby, when she has to come out to make a grab, she is not afraid to get out there and grab that ball out of the air. You've seen it from a couple different keepers. Abby Smith is the other one that comes to mind right now that likes to hold on to the ball and catch it if it comes anywhere near their body,
as opposed to punching or deflecting. And that can give an extra boost of confidence to your defense because they know they're not going to have to read a deflection later.
This one headed up by Sharples. Puerto Rico trying to play it up. Tough collision there. The referee will say play on. Into the area, nodded away. And Bingham, the player down for the Red Stars.
Looks like we've got a player for each team down.
And that will bring out the training staff. Julia Bingham, the player down for the Red Stars.
As well as Emily Ogle for Portland Thorns. She was their 1 draft pick last year out of Penn State.
Bingham drafted 15th overall out of USC this season. This will at least allow the players to go grab some water. And Jen, here in this first 15 minutes, what have you liked in the second half from both these two teams? We're seeing Portland get a little bit more aggressive with their shot selection.
Well, I also like that we saw some combination play developing from Savannah McCaskill and Katie Johnson that we didn't quite see in the first half. I really like the move by Portland to bring in Menges as your center back to partner with Autumn Smithers. You know, that's such a great way for a rookie to get introduced in the league, right? By playing next to a center back like that. Whereas, of course, on the other side, Chicago's like, let's just keep putting in more rookies. But I think it shows you that this whole tournament, expect the unexpected, right? This is not an NWSL regular season. This is not an NWSL postseason. I've been joking that this is a World Cup, but it's not even a World Cup, right? And I would never demean it by saying it's a preseason, because it's not. It's a whole new thing, and I think it's going to be so fascinating to watch.
Emily Ogle able to come off under her own power, as well as Julia Bingham. So good to see that both players are up. Hopefully both players will be back on the pitch here in just a matter of moments. Have a rematch from last year's semifinal going today. Both these two teams looking for that first win. Looking for 3 points to move up in the standings.
Yeah, these are the only two teams that haven't earned a point. Everyone else got at least a point out of their first match.
You see Emily Ogle being taped up on the sideline. Julia Bingham looks ready to go. Last year, Portland Thorns, they finished third in the NWSL standings. Meanwhile, the Red Stars second. Fell in the semifinals. Chicago getting the win 1-0. Lone goal coming from Sam Kerr.
And it's still early in this game, Josh. They've got another 30-so minutes to play. Each team having made just 2 subs. Now, so far, every team we've seen has used all 5 subs, except North Carolina in the opener only used 4.
Charlie trying to find Sinclair, and right there is Savannah McCaskill. Bingham getting her first touch and stepping back on. Westfall now at the right back position with Menges at the center back spot. Some things get more physical as well here. Hannah Davison, the player down for the Red Stars. Maybe she's just stepped on. Davison able to walk it off though. Hannah Davidson out of Geneva, Illinois. College soccer at Northwestern. 4th round pick in 2019. Johnson. Johnson slots it inside. Stevens Sharple's giving chase. It's going to find its way out on the touchline on the far side. Collision there between McCaskill and Herriman, and now McCaskill down.
And again, we saw the beginning of a partnership between Johnson and McCaskill as Johnson laid off that ball to McCaskill.
We're seeing a little bit more physical here in this second 45.
Both playing that ball, and it looks like they both touched the ball, right? But just connected at the wrong time. And McCaskill kind of coming from behind Herriman, so Herriman doesn't see that contact coming.
Ogle. Westfall. Sinclair to our outside. She'll elect to go inside to Bourret. Bourret. With the left. And corner kick coming for Portland. Bourret had a little bit of space to work with, and you see another one being shot from distance.
Now, Klingenberg has taken the corners previously for Portland. She's been subbed out, so it'll be interesting to see who takes the corners now.
Pushing and shoving between Stevens and Herriman. We're still waiting to find out who that person will be for Portland.
Is that Pogarsh?
This one sent in. It was Pogarsh. And she'll play this back to Mingus. Westfall. Okay, send it back in, but that takes deflection. Now it gets through, and Stevens right there. Smithers outside. Pogarsh delivers. Herriman was right at the 6, but right there is Cassie Miller. Cassie Miller doing a good job being aggressive, coming out after that ball.
Again, cleanly taking the ball, not trying to punch it away or
headed up. Looked like Johnson was going to be able to have a little bit of space, but just lost possession for first touch.
And that was a well-communicated back pass, right? No pressure for Bixby. She knew it was coming. She got a good foot on it cleanly. No pressure from Johnson.
Westfall. Herriman into the circle of Sinclair. Pogarsh. High lofting ball, and right there is Cassie Miller. All she had to do is field it in the air.
So comfortable coming off her line. Great to see in a rookie keeper.
Cassie Miller in her first year here in the NWSL.
Needs a little work on the distribution.
And now we will have another substitution for the Portland Thorns. Rocky Rodriguez will come in for Lindsey Herriman. And Rachel Hill will come in for Mackenzie Doniak. And also we will see Michelle Vasconcelos make an entrance for the Red Stars. Well, Rachel Hill was in the starting 11 in the first game on Saturday. Rocky Rodriguez also in that starting 11 for Portland in her game against North Carolina.
One of their big acquisitions in the offseason, other than their draft picks, picking her up in a trade with Sky Blue. They sent Midge Purse to New Jersey. Rocky remains the highest ever international draft pick in NWSL history, #2 overall in 2016, drafted right after she had scored the game-winning goal in the NCAA final for Penn State. And just a few months before that, she'd scored Costa Rica's first ever Women's World Cup goal. So that was an incredible, incredible time for Rocky Rodriguez.
And then we'll also have Michelle Vasconcelos come in for Sarah Luber. Michelle Vasconcelos in her 3rd year out of BYU.
Though her experience has still been pretty limited. She missed her rookie season, basically, gave birth to her daughter Scarlett, came back 2018, had a pretty good second rookie season, delayed rookie season, was looking really good at the beginning of last season before she had a knee injury. I think that was around June.
You see Lindsay Herriman's shin there after the hard collision that we saw. But Michelle Vasconcelos,
I
she's
think
another.
that's from the turf. I wouldn't say that's from the collision.
Michelle Vasconcelos, she's another player that can really stretch that back line for the Red Star. Sinclair plays it out to Lucy. Lucy, back post, but nothing going.
Well, and as we've mentioned previously, there's no replacing Sam Kerr for the Chicago Red Stars, so they're going to have to attack by committee, which is never a bad thing, right? Because if you only have one player who's producing for you, if you don't have that one player, everything falls apart. So bringing in Rachel Hill from Orlando, Kalia Watt from Houston, Mackenzie Doniak from Utah, Michelle Vasconcelos coming back from injury, that's a lot.
That's the one thing Rory Dames talked about, as he feels he has more depth and creative players that can give this offense more firepower in that final third. Bourret. Pass a little bit too far out in front of her, as this is going to be played back by Bingham.
I think the challenge, Josh, is going to be time for those partnerships to develop. One of the beautiful things we saw with Chicago's attack last year was the partnership between Sam Kerr and Nagasato. Almost all of Nagasato's assists were to Sam Kerr, and Kerr would assist Nagasato as well.
Nagasato 8 assists last year, led the NWSL.
So I'm liking the beginning of what we're seeing with McCaskill and Katie Johnson. Hopefully, you know, we can see Doniak get into the mix, Hill. Maybe we'll see Kalia Watt today. And think about it, that Chicago's only goal so far came from the midfield, came from Morgan Gautreau, formerly Morgan Bryan.
Bourret back to Lucy. Westfall inside. Rodriguez. Sinclair back heel to Lucy with the left. Denied. Rodriguez gives it a go, and that one just off frame. Great look there from Rocky Rodriguez, and once again another shot coming from beyond the 18.
So close to going in, Josh. Lucy takes the initial attempt, drops back to Rodriguez, left foots it across her body, just past that post. If that was on frame, Josh, I don't believe that Cassie Miller would have been able to get in front of it in time.
This one played up. Rodriguez battling through. Sinclair, that one popped away. Ogle. Sinclair on the outside. Now Charlie on the left wing. Charlie goes inside, trying to connect with Rodriguez. Johnson. Through ball, unable to reach Vasconcelos. She's still putting pressure on. Vasconcelos was almost able to split through the defenders to get to that ball.
And that's a different kind of attack than we've seen from Chicago previously. Going for that long ball and fast break. Again, Vasconcelos right there pressuring the keeper.
She could be a nuisance. We've seen her give teams headaches in the past. It's been nice to see what she does here in this NWSL Challenge Cup. Soccer fans, the official shop of the NWSL is coming soon. Visit NWSLshop.com now and sign up to be the first to receive special offers and promotions. NWSLshop.com, the official place to gear up and support your favorite team, coming soon.
Right now, I know it's going to be weird to go to that website and not see merch, but you definitely want to sign up so that as soon as it's launched, you will know about it and get some special discounts. All the team jerseys will be available for sale, like this new Chicago away kit called the Neighborhood Kit. Also Portland's new first ever all black home kit.
And now we will have the hydration break here in this second half. And Jen, your overall thoughts right now on what you're seeing?
Potential, no goals. It's so cliche. We don't want another game with no goals, but like we talked about with that first game, North Carolina, Portland, no goals till after 75th minute. I think the interesting thing is the changes, the subs we're seeing. They're very different kind of subs. Mark Parsons keeps bringing in veterans. Rocky Rodriguez coming in, Emily Menges coming in, whereas Chicago is mostly bringing in more and more younger players. Both have the potential to gel in these last 15 minutes and get something going, but my money at this point is on Portland, especially with Tyler Lucien, his fresh legs, and Rocky Rodriguez. She's ready to score her first goal as a Thorn.
And Simone Charlie's looked good up top all day. Simone Charlie, the lone goal for the Portland Thorns, coming on Saturday against North Carolina Courage. A great look at Rocky Rodriguez, brought in to help solidify that midfield. Mark Parsons has wanted her for a couple years now. The Rocky with Sky Blue finally able to make a trade for her. We'll see how she continues to gel as this Challenge Cup moves forward.
And I really like how Cassie Miller has looked in goal, Josh. Comfortable, usually coming into the second half. That's a shock for the defense, and the keeper hasn't had any touches. She doesn't look phased at all. And I think your two rookie center backs basically have done an admirable job in front of her.
Sharples and Hannah Davidson having a good game for the Red Stars. This one's scoreless right now, as we will have another sub come on for the Red Stars.
And that's their last sub of the game. So once again, they're using all 5 subs.
Zoe Raday coming in for the Red Stars.
And this is her Red Star / NWSL debut.
Zoe Raday out of North Carolina. Played under Anson Dorrance. And now here with his remaining 12 minutes, we'll see what the Red Stars and Thorns can put together for us. Both teams looking for that first goal of the afternoon. As Raday makes her NWSL debut. Another one of those kids, local product out of Highland Park, Illinois. Pogarsh sends it into the area. That one chopped away. Vasconcelos. Stevens on top. Gets around Sinclair. Sinclair able to recover. Bourret. Raday with her first touch. There's the veteran, Christine Sinclair. Every year with the Portland Thorns. Trying to have a long distance link up. Simone Charlie was right there in the area. But we've seen Simone Charlie be a threat on both wings. That one attacking from the middle. It's gonna be fun to see how she continues to grow in this NWSL Challenge Cup. So Charlie last year appeared in 11 games, started 6 of those as Mingus brings it down for the Thorns. Ogle. Smithers, the rookie. Patient build up here for Portland. Bure. Bure trying to link up with Charlie. Hannah Davison, the second-year player out of Northwestern. Solid game at left center back. Sinclair. That one played away by Vasconcelos, but only as far as Ogle. Ogle trying to squeeze through Lucy with left. Caskell pokes down. We're going to have a handball here. And that's going to be the second yellow card of the game. Mackenzie Doniak with the first, and this is going to go. Let's see who they give it to officially.
Danielle Chesky coming over.
Tyler Lucy will have the second yellow of the game. Both teams now with the yellow card in this one.
And those will be counted on a team basis as a potential tiebreaker, but more importantly, individually for these players. So if she gets another yellow before the end of the quarterfinals, she will have to sit out her team's next game.
Yellow card coming on that hard tackle.
And now Portland has used all of their subs. Legendary Christine Sinclair getting to come off early.
And Marissa Everett will come on. Everett will replace Simone Charlie. And then replacing Christine Sinclair will be Angela Salem.
Salem, just like Sinclair, playing every season of NWSL.
Salem got the start on Saturday, so did Marissa Everett.
You know, I wasn't sure, Josh, if all the teams, all the coaches would really go for using all 5 subs, but it seems like they're embracing it, especially as they're testing out lineups and trying to play it safe, now knowing that everybody plays the quarterfinals, so you have to plan for 5 games.
Bingham on the throw. Tonight we've seen a much more methodical build-up for the Red Stars. This one's knotted up by Mingus, played back. Another throw coming right away for the Red Stars. Bidet. She's knocked off the ball by the veteran Mingus. Great look at Emily Mingus. 7th season. This one played into the sky.
We had our first scoreless game last night, Josh. OL Reign versus Sky Blue. Could have another, but we've also seen some great stoppage time goals, so it ain't over till it's over.
Stevens. Vasconcelos. Stevens to McCaskill. McCaskill dispossessed on the ball. Good job coming back on that help by Emily Ogle. McCaskill regains control. Caskill goes down to the turf, and now a dangerous chance here for the Red Stars on a kick. Caskill, we've seen her take these free kicks in the past. Rodriguez guilty of the trip.
Bixby setting up her wall.
We saw a goal come yesterday in the Houston-Utah game.
And Chesky is explaining that the rule change last year means that Vasconcelos cannot be part of that wall. That rule changed just last summer. She can be around it. She cannot be next to it.
McCaskill lining up. Fires in, and that one just wide. It was going towards that left corner, but kept sailing. Great look there for the Red Stars.
Solid right foot, upper corner just wide. Over the wall. Out of reach of Bella Bixby, but just curving a little too much to find frame.
McCaskill knew that she was just a little bit off, but that was close for the Red Stars. This one laid back all the way to Bixby. Bingham heads it forward. Salem going outside, trying to find Tyler Lucy. Salem. McCaskill through ball. Hill giving chase. Keeps it in. Hill trying to send it to the top of the box. Lucy. Scoreless here between Portland and Chicago. Both teams looking for their first win. If it stays like this, it'll be their first draw. Rachel Hill coming over in the offseason from the Orlando Pride. He's had a solid game for the Portland Thorns today. Koralski. Koralski realized she had more time. Chasing her down was Everett. Koralski decides to play into the stands.
And there's no ball kits, Josh. Pogarsh found a ball, though.
Here's Pogarsh. Rodriguez. Looking for Bure, and that one just cleared out before Bure could get there.
Oh, almost kept the ball in. You could tell they thought it was out. She saw it could still be in. Made the sprint over. Couldn't quite keep it in.
Great pass to the back post where Bure was waiting. McCaskill heads it away. Salem plays it back. This one takes deflection. That should be off Savannah McCaskill. Portland looking for a late goal in this one as we're in the 88th minute. Rodriguez to her left at the spot. Ogle. Pogarsh sends it in. Lucy. Pogarsh was trying to reach Tyler Lucy, who was going straight at the face of the goal, but could not get to that ball. Great lofting pass here. There, Bure gets there, and then you see the collision as we take a look at our secret virtual watch party powered by Google Meet. Portland Thorns fans getting excited for that, hoping that maybe they could get a late goal. Now Cassie Miller with another goal kick. Miller's done an excellent job here in this second half in her first action in the NWSL. These two teams looking for one goal to give them the win. Just a few minutes remains.
And sure, you can say you each get 1 point for a tie, but Nobody wants a scoreless game. Nobody wants just 1 point. They want 3 points, especially since neither of these teams earned points in their first game.
Hogarth. Towards the top of the box, headed up. Hogarth. Parsons will hand the ball over. Westfall, who started out the game at center back, moved over to right back when Emily Mingus subbed in. Salem. Hogarth. Ogle back to Salem. Portland just being patient. Bure. Rodriguez finds Westfall. Westfall into the area. Dangerous chance here. The shot takes a deflection and goes in for the Portland Thorns. It went wide, so it just went off.
So close, we thought it was going in.
It looked like that took a deflection and had the side of the net written all over it, but a corner kick coming. What a chance there. 6 minutes of stoppage time added on here. And right there, Miller once again going up to get that ball out of midair.
Westfall coming up that flank on that play, sending it back to the 6. Ogle getting one touch, hitting the post. We thought that was going in.
Just trickled inches away. So close. It looked like that was going to find that right side. But instead, it found its way past the inline and out for a corner kick. Dangerous chance in stoppage time.
And that would have been Emily Ogle's first ever goal in NWSL play.
Great chance there for the Thorns. Just unable to finish. That deflection was enough to keep that ball wide. Emily Ogle still in disbelief as Michelle Vasconcelos gets up off the turf. McCaskill. She's had free kick duty all day for the Red Stars.
And she's earned a lot of those free kicks.
Towards the 6, and Bixby right there. Seen that from both these keepers here. When that ball is in the air, they will go out there and they will grab it out of the air. They do not want anyone to get a rebound or to have to try to punch it away. Everett near the end line. Here, a great look at Ella Stevens. She had a great battle today with Lindsay Herriman in the midfield. Rodriguez. Vasconcelos sends it forward. Smithers with the left. That takes a deflection off the crossbar. Wow, you want to talk about a shot attempt there by Autumn Smithers.
From distance, but this time from the center back. Left footer deflection hits the crossbar and goes out. You know Cassie Miller's relieved. She was up for it, but probably would not have been able to keep that one out. Still at least 3 minutes of stoppage to go.
Back post. Mingus. Westfall, but 2 late chances for the Portland Thorns. The first one from Emily Ogle and that last one from Autumn Smithers. But wow, what a couple of opportunities for the Thorns. That really was a theme here this second half, to take shots from outside the area to make Miller have to work for some saves. That one taking a deflection and hitting off the crossbar.